back to another Short Film Saturday. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody. I'm here with...
Presenza, otherwise known as Empty Bag of Popcorn.
Yeah. Alright, so we're here to talk about the I think it was 2008, I want to say, or maybe 6, movie Bittersweet, which was a Chris R. Notarile movie. Chris R. Notarile has done a lot of like fan films, and he does a lot of original films as well. And this is actually one of my favorites of his original films and everything. And this was your first Chris R. Notarile film, maybe? Mm-hmm. Was it? Are you sure?
I think so.
Never sent you anything else?
No, you've talked about him.
Yeah, and I it's funny because I've known Chris.
I know the name. The name always.
We'll eventually do his first film, Methodic, at some point. It's like a Halloween inspired film or whatever. But I really dug this one, and like I picked it because I really liked it, and I thought you might enjoy it. It's short, it's a short.
Right.
Kind of to the point, and
I can see you would like this one.
Yeah. And it's got 2 cute girls, and
it's a little talky.
It's a little talky, and it very much reminds me of my, because I made a short later, and I didn't realize, I guess I got inspired by this, because I don't think this was on my mind when I was writing it. I was just wanting to do a movie about a imaginary friend who sort of took control, and this was not an imaginary friend, this was more like her mind taking control.
Yeah, but it came right to me as soon as we started watching it. I was like,
it's in a garage. You said you could see the lights, and I started noticing that too. And I was like, oh shoot, I never noticed that before. I don't notice those tiny details like that, which I guess is actually a big detail when you watch it on the TV, But when you watch it on your computer, I don't think you can really notice it as much.
First thing I'm like, where's the light coming from in the scene? Usually if it's in the basement, it's coming from overhead because that's usually where people have their lights. But it wasn't. It was all this harsh light coming from the side. So I immediately was like, my mind's like, where's that coming from? And then when he switched angles, you could see both lights there. And I was like, that's what it is.
Well, I mean, aside from that little issue, which is technically a technical issue, I think, unless he had some reason for doing that specifically, or whatever,
it doesn't, I'm not saying that it's an error. I mean, she could have put them there for her own reasons. Who knows? Person's
nuts. We never got that explained or anything, but we didn't need it.
It's not necessary.
Yeah. It was fun. It was cute. I enjoyed it. I
don't know if I would use the word cute.
I always say cute, sort of, that's my kind of catchphrase. Yeah. I guess it was just a sort of, I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoy movies where you don't know what's going on if one person is who they say they are or not, and you're led to believe one thing and then...
Yeah, and that's what I like. That's what the whole movie's really about, is sort of assumptions based on what you've heard before you've seen anything, and based on what you're seeing, you're sort of led to believe certain things, and then there's a twist, and then it turns out it's something different.
Exactly.
And that's what the whole thing's about, and that's kind of what I liked about the film.
So, like, it starts off with a gunshot to a guy, and you don't know anything about the guy, and you find out that...
Don't even know that it's a guy, it's just a shot.
Well, you hear the guy yell, "No!" in the beginning, so I don't know if you caught that, but...
Yeah.
And you know that he did die, because, I guess at the end, the idea was that she shot him herself, and now she's kind of blaming her mind on it. And she also talked about drugs. So I guess there's some drugs being used, some needles, and she like threw her life away. And it was just a good idea of like she could have stopped doing all of this stuff if she had.
Like the self-destructive side of her personality had taken over after a traumatic event, like where you kill someone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a psychological
thriller.
Psychological scene or psychological exposition, so to speak.
So, one scene. It's pretty much just a scene. That's kind of what I like about stuff like this, where it can be done in like one day and shot pretty quickly. That the one I did for Scary Story Slumber Party was shot in one day. You know, it was probably the length of this movie.
Yeah, and it's probably appropriate too because it is what it is, and it if you try to push this beyond that, it's just not going to really, unless you've got some other overarching theme. It's probably just best to leave it as a short.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this could have been stretched to a feature if you saw the breakdown of her mind and stuff. But I think as a short, it was kind of the perfect length of like what it was supposed to be. I enjoyed it. I don't know. I'd probably watch it again, obviously, or whatever.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, and so I don't know if you would. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it's very short, so why not?
Yeah. So. But anyway, it's on YouTube. You can check it out. It's called Bittersweet. If you haven't already checked it out, you probably
I mean, it
hopefully
makes me
already
want to see some more of his short work. So
Yeah.
there you go.
His older work, I mean, I love his newer work too, but his older work is what got me into his stuff. So this was one of the first ones I watched. I watched the first feature film, Methodic, found out more about him and everything, and started to follow his career and everything, and had him on a radio show. But I mean, other people probably been inspired by him as well. Inspired by his stuff. So go check that out. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll chat soon. Bye. Alright, remember we gotta talk for a second to make sure that the sound thing doesn't fuck up
What are we talking about?
the video audio. Making sure the audio doesn't mess up in the first.
No, but what are we talking about?
Oh, Bittersweet movie we just watched.
Okay. I'm so quick, I forgot.
Yeah, well, no, we just spent a little bit of time doing something else. Hold on. All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back. Oh, wait, yeah, hold on.